It's Nicole. Today we're going to show you a updated weekly meal prep. So we cooked all our food yesterday, Kyle did it, and today I'm going to portion it all. We kind of like separate. Kyle generally will cook the food up, or we both do it. It depends on what we're both doing. And then I'm the better organizer, so I portion it out, and he's the better cooker, so he does the cooking most of the time. That's why we work so well together, you see. So I'm gonna show you what I did to make life a bit easier for me and for Kyle. Is I made up a template, which is so much easier for meal planning. I have it all labeled: breakfast, snack, lunch, pre-workout, what we take during our workout, post-workout. All of that stuff is labeled so that all I have to do is plug it in onto the computer and it's saved, and all I do is switch out the lunches and the dinners and keep all of the snacks and breakfast pretty much the same, except on treat day it's a little bit more relaxed. So this helps me when I'm preparing all the meals, because we do make them all, portion them all ahead of time. This morning we're gonna start with our pork chops and steamed veggies. That is gonna be lunches for 4 days out of this week. Last week we made pork chops and we had tons of pork chops left over. So what I do when we have lots of extra meat or any extra meat, I pre-portion them out, I weigh them all, and then I label them. So, because Kyle takes 4 ounces and I take 3. So now I have a bag worth of all pre-measured out meat that has been frozen and is now ready to go portioned into our containers for the week. So this is today's. It's been defrosted because we're going to eat it soon. So I take blue lids and Kyle takes red lids. That makes it so much easier for us to pull out of the freezer. And what we do is we label the lids with whatever it is. So this one says pork chops and steamed veggies. That way when I pull all the meals out the night before so that they're defrosted for the next day, I know exactly what I'm pulling. I just check my meal plan template and I say, okay, pork chops for lunch, chicken and rice for dinner, and I just pull those containers out of the freezer and stick them in the fridge. So I'm gonna put our pre-measured out food. There's mine, and then here's Kyle's. And then we have a cup of steamed vegetables with it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and measure. Now veggies, I sometimes go a little bit over just because a little extra veggies is not going to affect your weight very much. So I just do that. Now I'm just gonna scoop a cup into all of our containers. Okay, so this is what it looks like when it's been portioned out and ready to go. Now, of course, this is today's, so this is defrosted and going in the fridge for lunch. These will go in the freezer, and then we can just pull them out as we need to. Now, because it's so much that you're planning and portioning out, what I like to do so that you can keep organized and know what you've done is beside all the pork chops and steamed veggies, I make a check mark, so that I know that I have this meal portioned out and labeled and in the freezer and ready to go. So now I'm done with that meal and I move on to the next portioned out meal I need to do. Okay, so now 2 days of the week we are having chicken and steamed veggies. So again, we have it labeled on the lid, and I've portioned all the veggies out already into the container. The chicken hasn't been pre-weighed yet because this was just cooked yesterday. So we're gonna take our scale, and I take my whatever plate I'm putting on, and then I have a 0 button, so I zero it out, and now I'm gonna change over, it's on grams, I'm just gonna change the scale over to ounces. Once it's on 0, I'm gonna just start putting chicken on until I get to 4 ounces. And I try to be pretty accurate. So I just break pieces up and keep going until I hit pretty close to 4 ounces. And then I just dump it into Kyle's container. And then I do one of mine so that I know that we're gonna have enough chicken.
And
that
you do 3 ounces, right?
Even, yes. So now for me, I measure 3 ounces. And I've done this so many times that I'm pretty good at eyeballing, but I still measure because it's very important to be accurate. Just a quick note, the scale that we use is called Kitchen Guru's Food Scale and Nutrition Facts. And you can get it at Bed Bath & Beyond. That's where we got it at in Canada.
Yeah, Perfect Portions Food Scale.
Yeah. And this is what our chicken meals look like once they're all portioned out. This one is a dinner, and we have carbs with our dinner. So it's beef and rice, and the veggies that go with it will be cucumbers. So when we have a raw vegetable, like if we're eating veggie sticks or whatever, we put it on the label so that we know the veggies that we're having, and we know that they're obviously fresh ones that are in the fridge, because obviously that would be gross if you had frozen cucumbers in there. So yeah, beef, rice, cucumbers, that's one of our dinners. Here's one of our fancy if it fits your macros meals this week. This is cheeseburger wraps. So this is beef. It's been spiced up because Kyle did a great job. And this is a fat-free cheese slice. So we're gonna mix that, put that into a low-carb wrap. These are Mama Lupe's low-carb wraps. They're so tasty, and they're only 7 grams of carbs. So we'll have that wrap, and we'll have cucumbers with it. So on the label, we've called it a cheeseburger wrap with cucumber. That way we know. And then also on our wraps for the if it fits your macros, we do some mustard and some reduced sugar ketchup, and it barely adds any calories, and it actually tastes like you're eating a cheeseburger wrap.
Did you guys hear about that new floor sweeper you can buy? Floor cleaner? It's called a Boston Terrier.
Okay, so now we've portioned out all our lunches and dinners. Then often we'll have extra food. So what I do is I pre-weigh and measure and portion all of the extra food, and then I write what I have left on my current meal plan, so when I create my next one, I can incorporate the extra food into that meal plan. So we have left over some beef. We have 4 ounces for Kyle, and then we have almost 3 ounces for me. So I just know to add extra beef to that one, or an extra whatever ounce of whatever protein. We have 6 portions of rice left over, so I put them in our extra containers, and we have 3 portions of veggies. So I've put them all in containers, pre-measured them, and I've labeled them all. We've labeled them all. And now this will go in our freezer for the next week's meal plan. Now I'm moving on to snacks and snacks. So I'm gonna do almonds. I do about an 1/8 cup, which is 17 grams. So I'm just gonna put them right on until I get to 17. And it's about 14 almonds. And then I just stick them in my containers for the week. We put oats and protein powder together as a pre-workout. I measure all of my protein out in advance because I learned that scoops are very inaccurate. This is supposed to have 35 grams, and it often, when I weigh it out, it has about 38 to 40. So all scoops vary, and all measuring cups vary. So if you want to be very accurate, you need to use a scale. So I'm having half a scoop of protein powder. For me, that's 18 grams. So I just weigh it out on my scale and then portion it into my container so I can add it to my oats. I have cut my carbs down a little bit to see if that'll help me lose some more weight. So instead of a half cup of oatmeal, I'm going with a 1/3 cup. And I'm actually going to weigh it out to make sure that it's exactly the right grams. So 30 grams is a third cup. And as you could see on the scale, to show you how like it can be inaccurate sometimes, I measured a level scoop, and it's actually saying that it's 32 grams. And it sounds like it's just a little bit, but 2 grams can actually add up, because if you're having 2 more grams every single day for a year, you could actually be putting on weight. So you just gotta be careful. If you want to be very accurate, it's better to use a scale. I like to put cinnamon and stevia in my oats as well. So I'm using an 1/8 teaspoon of cinnamon and then a heaping 1/4 teaspoon, that's not stevia, of stevia. And then once I have it all measured, I'll show you how I mix it up. Now you put on the lid and you shake it. And there you go, mixed up oats. Then you just gotta put your water and your protein powder and microwave it up. But don't do it in this. That's when you go. Do it in a microwavable bowl.
That's not how you mix up your oatmeal. This is how you mix up oatmeal.
Show me how. Okay guys, hope you learned a few things. Hope you liked this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.